Amulasiyim tuba kawum bayayis. Kuwa tuba kayayim pe kawum yis. Amu kawum baye. Welcome to the third language instruction video for Latropeth, and today we're going to look at basic word order, sentence structure, and verbs in Latropeth. First off, let's look at some verbs in isolation. You will notice that they generally end in, well, they all end in yis. This is the most common verb ending that you will see in verbs as used in sentences in Latropeth, and I use this also as the basic ending to quote verbs with. Tawu yis, eat, suha yis, stand, foye yis, grip or grasp, mu yis, talk or speak, and mu kasum yis, explain or clarify. The last one is an example of a verb that's built up out of simpler components. So mu means speak, kasum means clear. So speak, clear, mu kasum means explain or clarify. So let's have a look at sentence structure and word order in general. So if you take a very simple English sentence like the boy sees the mountain, in terms of the word order, you can break it up into separate constituent parts. And you can name them. So the boy is the subject of the sentence, and the subject of the sentence is performing the action of the verb. So who or what is doing the seeing? See is the verb, of course. The object of the sentence, the mountain, this is who or what is receiving the action of the verb. So who or what is being seen. Linguistically speaking, this is not quite the right definition for these concepts, but it works very well for our purposes here. So the boy sees the mountain, subject the boy, verb see, object the mountain. Now if you look at the word order of English, you're going to see that it's a subject, verb, object predominantly, and many other languages have this as the predominant word order. And there are also a lot of languages for which the predominant word order is subject, object, verb. So these are verb final languages. Examples would be Latin or Japanese. So the equivalent sentence in a subject, object, verb language in terms of order would be, the boy the mountain sees. That's how you would order the constituents. And then you have your verb initial languages, verb, subject, object, sees the boy the mountain. Example languages, Celtic languages such as Welsh, and indeed Latropeth, my language, is actually a verb, subject, object language. So there are other possible word orders, they tend to be a lot less common in the languages of the world. So I'm just illustrating these three. So again, remember, Latropeth is a VSO language, so what that means is the word order in the sentence in Latropeth is predominantly verb, subject, object. So it's going to come out the equivalent sentence in Latropeth. If you're wanting to say the boy sees the mountain, the equivalent sentence in Latropeth is going to, in terms of order, it's going to say sees the boy the mountain. Now let's look at the actual sentence in Latropeth. Pite yika yis balum kuma. Pite yika yis balum kuma. The boy sees the mountain, literally, see boy mountain. There's no equivalent for the definite article in Latropeth, like in many languages, so there's no the boy or the mountain, it's really just see boy mountain. That, I believe, is the first full Latropeth sentence that I've illustrated, so there you go. Pite yika yis balum kuma. Let's zero in on the verb, pite yika yis, and break it down and see how it's put together. And so this is a relatively simple verb form. There's a lot more to verbs, but we will get into them in later videos. Let's have a look at the components of the Latropeth verb, or of this particular Latropeth verb. The part that actually carries the meaning, the part that means see, is iki, which is the third component you can see there. And that's followed by yis, the general verb ending. So I said already, most verbs will have this ending. So that's pretty straightforward. Now, there are two prefixes on the verb. The first and second components there, pi and che. Pi is actually a noun class prefix. You will remember in the last video that there are 10 noun classes, And all the nouns in Latropeth will fit into a particular grammatical noun class, and each noun class has its own resident prefix or corresponding prefix. P is actually the prefix for noun class 3. Che is actually the prefix for noun class 2. What is all that about? So here's our lofty statement. The verb in Latropeth takes noun class prefixes that match the noun classes of both the subject and the object of the sentence in that order. So let's have a look at the whole sentence again and how the parts of the verb correspond to the broader sentence. Again, remember, Latropeth is a verb subject object sentence in terms of order. So what you're actually saying is sees the boy the mountain, or sees boy mountain. The verb comes first. So you have first the verb pichiyikiyis, then you have balum, balum meaning boy. Balum is the subject of the sentence. It is performing the action of the verb. It is doing this. It is the boy that is seeing, right? Doing the seeing. The noun balum, boy, fits into noun class 3, for which the prefix is p. Noun class 3 is the noun class to which nouns describing humans fit into. And so balum being the subject of the sentence and the prefix for noun class 3, which the noun balum belongs to, that prefix being p, that goes on to the front of the verb, the very front of the verb. So the verb is actually making reference to the subject in the sentence. Okay, and then we have a look at the object, kuma, mountain. The mountain is receiving the action of the verb, so it's the object, it's what's being seen. It belongs to noun class 2. This noun class, nouns in this noun class describe layouts or objects that are angular or large. A mountain is large, and it fits into noun class 2. The prefix for noun class 2 is che. And you can see the second component of the verb. Again, go to the beginning of the sentence and look at the verb. Pi, che. So the two prefixes on the verb are respectively noun class 3 prefix, because the subject belongs to noun class 3 in the sentence, followed by noun class 2 prefix, because the object in the sentence belongs to noun class 2. And then the rest of the verb. So the verb shows agreement with the subject and the object in the sentence, and it shows agreement in terms of noun class. So the full sentence again, pi che yi ki yis balum kuma. Okay, and then if you were to translate that back into natural English, you of course would say the boy sees the mountain. Okay, so we're just going to elaborate the sentence a little bit and throw an adjective in. In the previous lesson, I introduced adjectives. And the adjective big, or whatever the adjective is, it will take again, a noun class agreement prefix that agrees with the noun it's describing. And so if you're going to say big mountain, it's going to come out as kuma chepaya. Okay? Now let's put the whole sentence together along with the adjective, because what we want to say this time is the boy sees the big mountain. The whole thing is going to be Pichayika yis balum kuma chepaya. Pichayika yis balum kuma chepaya. The boy sees the big mountain. Thanks for your time. Until the next video.